Hey, another video, and it's daylight this time. Figures be a good time for a change of pace. Just got off of one of my last days of school, got one more, and then I will be out for the semester. That's whatever though. I think I want to just talk about D&D stuff, because for some fucking reason out of nowhere, my Team Stranglehold retrospective talk about ramble about bullshit thing got 160 views, so that's crazy weird. Anyway, why not talk about Captain Marvelous? Captain Marvelous is fucking cool. He is a tiefling captain. If he didn't captain a pirate vessel, he would still go around calling himself Captain Marvelous, because he is marvelous and he is awesome. So I wanted to make a character that was completely non-combatant, or at least didn't want to be combatant. My first attempt at that was literally making the Doctor from Doctor Who, and it was in a campaign where basically that would not fucking fly. His entire MO is that I would talk down situations. Either I would intimidate people out of situations, I would diplomatize, I would bluff, anything I would do just to try to make it so that we didn't fight, or that we could get through our thing without having to like steal shit, you know, something like that. That was the idea behind him. And there was a time where like literally we come to a group of lizard folk and they start trying to start shit, and I go, all right, I'm gonna roll a diplomacy check, and I roll a natural 20, and I say, awesome. My dude lays out this awesome argument. He says there's no reason we need to fight. My guys are way stronger than you. There is no possible ways you can win this. Just let's skip all this need to get stabbed and to get crushed. Just walk on your way. And the DM simply says, well, you have to fight them anyway. Like, it's part of the story, so no, you guys, they just tell you, fuck you, you have to fight us. And like, after 3 times of that, I just kind of went, all right, well, I guess I don't want this character anymore then. So I ended up retiring him. And I've been wanting to do another character who was almost entirely charisma based, and that's where Captain Marvelous comes in. But the problem is, we're playing a pirate campaign, and to me, when I think of pirates, for some reason, maybe I'm just fucking stupid, it never popped into my mind that we would be, you know, real pirates. It's always like movie pirates where they're super happy-go-lucky. They're like, yar, we're going to steal from only rich people, and we're going to make people walk the plank, and they'll set the flute in water. Like, that was more of my idea of what it would be like. Like, yeah, we're going to steal from people. Yeah, we'll probably get people murdered. But, like, it was going to be more light, you know, light-spirited, not like angry marauders raping and pillaging. And that's the way I played it. And by the end of it, by the last time we played it, everybody's dead, except for Captain Marvelous stands tall on all their fucking corpses. That's besides the point. Let's start from the beginning. Captain Marvelous shows up by walking out of the ocean. By the way, this takes place on the same... Actually, I don't think I ever talked about it. This takes place basically on the moon of the main world, because the moon on this planet, or in this dimension, is basically all the Caribbean. So he comes walking out of this water onto this beach, and he's just like, that's how he starts the campaign. Like, I come walking out of the water, you know, I just spit out a geyser of water, and I walk up to this bar that's, you know, basically a beach bar, and I just go, can I get a glass of water? And fucking great on my DM, like quick as a fucking whip, goes, looks like you already got a lot of water, man. And I just go, you know what? You are literally the funniest man I have ever met in my entire life. Can I please have some fucking water? And he just like hits me a glass. That was my favorite intro to campaign ever. It's just like, because I want to have it to where like his backstory is that he just freshly got kicked off of the last vessel, probably for being an asshole, probably for being Captain Marvelous. But once I get nice and hydrated, I go, all right, let's land on my feet. So I jump up on a table and I start like, my dude's a bard, He was a bard rogue swashbuckler. So, fucking pirate. Sings shanties, and he was going for inspirational captain. That was his main thing. He was like, yo ho, fucking be hardy, me mateys, and shit like that. So he jumps up on this table, and he starts, singing songs. He's like, just fucking, like, let me tell you a story to chill bones. And he's fucking, like, saying, like if you just want to be the biggest, baddest, have the biggest, blackest cock between your legs, you should join up my pirate crew. And somebody just, it was cool because not only did I have the NPCs, I even, the DM even gave me a few NPCs to start with. They didn't last. Anyway, one guy brings up, like, oh, so where's your boat? And I go, shit. And I go, I got it over here. And they follow me, and I go up to this guy, and I'm like, all right, what's a boat with only, like, one guy, like, guarding it or something? And he's like, this one. I go, all right, does he look like a deckhand? And he's like, yeah. I go, perfect. I walk up to the guy, and I walk up with, like, a smug, like, sense of, like, a smug attitude. I'm like, all right, this is it. And they're like, all right, this is your boat? I'm like, yep, that's it. And the guy goes, this isn't your boat. And I go, oh, yes, it is. I just beat your captain in a game of 3 Dragon Ante. And he was so like distraught. He kept losing. He put the deed to the boat on the line, and I just like reach in my pocket and I act like I'm like adjusting the deed or something like that. And I'm like I roll my bluff check, fucking killed it. And the guy goes, shit. And he's like, well, why is my captain here? And he goes, oh, the dude's in a fucking drunken stupor at the wobbly bar stool at the far end of town. Very far end. Like, go to the very far end of town right now and talk to your captain. So he, like, fuck, and he storms off. I go, awesome. Everybody get in the boat, we gotta go. And we just fucking take off in this boat. And, yeah, that was awesome. So, we're going around, we're doing our thing, we're singing shanties, we're on the high seas, and we stop at our first port. And then it was a thing of, like, we learned rules, and I just instantly interpreted it as, like, Captain Marvelous is an idiot and just didn't think about it at the time. So, the law is that you're supposed to have papers for your boat, because if you don't have papers, it's assumed that you probably stole the boat, like I stole the boat. So when you dock into a port and you don't have papers, they assume you're a pirate and they burn your boat and they kill you. So I go, what happened? So one thing led to another, and a guy catches me red-handed, and he goes, where are your papers? I go, oh, I just won this boat in a card game. The other captain still has it. He goes, all right, well, you need to go get those fucking papers, otherwise you're a pirate and we're gonna kill you. And I go, right, you're handsome, sir, I'll be right back. And I leave, and I go to the bar, and I go, all right, thinking, I got this. And I go, and I ask the guy, I go, do you have a paper and do you have a parchment pencil? And he goes, sure. And I go, all right, and I'll take a flag and a veil. And he's like, all right. And I pay him for all that stuff. And I go, all right, and now I have forgery, so I want to forge papers. And he goes, and the DM goes, you'll never be able to forge papers properly. It'll look similar, but anybody with a halfway decent appraise check will know that's not the right kind of papers. There's way too many official seals that you can't replicate with a pen and paper. And I go, that's fine. That's whatever. I'll get to that when I need to. Can I make it look right? And he goes, all right, yeah, sure. And I roll my forgery, and I succeed. And Captain Marvelous scrolls out this thing, and it's like, it looks halfway official, but the guy even behind the counter goes, yeah, that I can tell those aren't real papers, man. You're gonna get yourself fucking murdered if you're trying to that. I go, that's fine. And I go, book, and smack this flag in a veil, and like drips it all over this fucking freshly minted thing. And I go, and I just fucking leave with the beer spilt over the bar, and I come storming up to this dockmaster who's looking for my papers, and he's like, And he's like, what the fuck's your problem? And I go, fucking guy, this sore loser is drunk off his ass at this bar. And when I come up to collect my reward, collect my winnings, he gets all fucking pissy with me. Fucking starts having a shoving fight. He goes, you want these papers here? And he throws them at me. He crumples them up, throws at me, and I start showing the papers. And then he splashes me in the face with his fucking beer and he leaves. I don't know where the fuck he went. And now these are my ruined fucking papers. And I rolled my bluff check, and I fucking succeed. And the fucking dock master's like, alright, well this won't fly. So, you have papers, so you'll have to go get them reinstated, but fine, I guess you're not a pirate. And I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. And so I had to go get real papers for my stolen boat. But that's a small price to pay to get a free fucking boat. I had to pay like 100 gold total. And just for me doing like one bardic music, which is where you basically are a beggar. You basically play songs and have someone drop some coins into your hat, which he had a very magnificent hat. So that is like literally all happened in the first game. It was fucking tremendous fun. And then after that, we kind of got into more or less normal, I'd say more or less normal kind of dungeon crawl thing. Like we would attack a boat, and we would get their stuff, and we found a map that showed trade routes. So what we would do is we would go backwards through the trade routes, and we would attack boats on the trade routes. Like, we would not fuck with like the big boats, but we would hit some smaller ones. And one of them that we happened to hit was just carrying a fuckload of magic items. They were trying to keep a low profile. Problem was, when you're a little boat, and we had a little boat. Like, I think we had the smallest possible boat you could possibly have that wasn't a fucking canoe. So we hit these guys, and we attack, and we slay a few. We slay most of them. Anybody who kind of dropped their weapons and gave up, we just like sent off on one of the life rafts. And so we open up all this stuff, and we find like magic, like we had found a whole bunch of magic items and stuff. And one of the things we found was a magic mirror that had it was a mirror of life trapping. And I think that's even where we found our mirror of mental prowess, which are both like the most powerful, powerful wondrous items in the game. Like, they cost millions. And we've like basically randomly rolled them out right there, and we were like, awesome. So now we have like the most powerful things in the thing. The mirror of life trapping is, if you look into the mirror and somebody has activated it, it has a chance of swallowing your soul, and you are just stuck in the mirror. And people can, and there's also like a thing where if you activate it, you can end up fighting an exact copy of yourself. Like, it does a couple cool things. Then the mirror of mental prowess is you look into this mirror and you say I want to look at this place I've seen, and you'll see it from a perspective, and you can step through the mirror and you'll be there. It does a few other things, like it'll answer one question, it'll show you the location of one thing. Like, it can do a lot of stuff. It's really cool. So I got these two mirrors now, and the mirror of life trapping only has one person in it, and it is this old, powerful necromancer Rakshasa, which is this cat person, like it's like a cat tiger person with like backwards wrists, and they look really freaky. So we're chatting with him, and he's like, oh, if you let me out, I'll give you all this cool shit, like, for real. And I'm like, I don't know, you gotta sweeten the pot. And he's like, I'll send you on a quest to learn all this cool stuff. And I'm like, alright, and I'll give you a boat. Like, bad, like, this rinky-dink piece of shit that you guys are working on won't fly. I'll give you the Nebuchadnezzar. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's fucking cool, you gotta let me out so you can see it. And I'm like, alright guys, we're letting him out. And they're like, everybody kind of goes like, you're gonna let out the guy who's trapped in the mirror? Alright, whatever. So let this guy out, and he's cool. He's not cool. He's not on the up and up, but he's cool to us, and he's on the up and up to us. And the rest of the crew, I guess I should mention, was a elven archer, kind of classic right there. A drunken minotaur who fucking hated his son. Fucking, it was amazing. Anytime he had a chance, he's like, oh man, I'm just as disappointed as the day I fucking birthed my son. Just, he was fucking hilarious. He was played by the DM, and he was great. He would have like literally like any fucking scrap of gold he had, he would use to buy ale. So like when he said he was a drunken fucking minotaur, he did not lie. He was a drunk fucking minotaur. And then we had a winged ninja human, played by the same character who played the ninja that got his soul took over by the evil phylactery. So he's got kind of a ninja fetish. That's okay. Everybody has a fetish. I'd say I have a Warforged fetish. You know, everybody has their thing. Everybody has their thing they always want to jump to. Even our newest guy is already have like a spellcaster fetish. Like he always wants to be a spellcaster, which is totally cool. Everybody's got a thing. Everybody should embrace their thing. And Captain Marvelous is a tiefling, which is like this basically he looks like a demon. I wanted this when I was banging on about the Farida books and stuff like that. But basically they have devil blood in them at some point in their life. It works a little differently in our DM's world, but more or less that's how it works. So everybody's always kind of like wearisome around just mostly Captain Marvelous, because he looks like, I'd say he looks like fucking Hazazel from Marvel Comics. Google that. I don't edit these anymore. But yeah, and everybody's kind of worried around him. And so yeah, it's fine. So we got this guy out. He takes us to his evil lair, which is literally what that was. He took us to an evil lair, and he fucking gives us this giant boat, and it's fucking awesome. It's got fucking laser cannons on it, and then we put more. I forgot what happened. Oh yeah, what did happen? I think we went and got like a real job, like transporting cargo, and then we just kept the cargo, and we just fucking fucked off. And we're like, yeah, my name's John Smith, and so we had like cannons and fucking wood and stuff, like in case we ever needed to repair the boat, or we ever needed to like fucking blast a fool. We had a catapult, a fucking cannon on this rinky-dink piece of shit boat, and then like they raised this Nebuchadnezzar, which was a living undead, like hollowed out Leviathan that they turned into a boat and put lasers on him for good measure. And then we were like, awesome, put everything on there. And we put a cannon and a catapult or something like that on here too. And Nebuchadnezzar's really cool because it's like this undead living ship that will like morph to suit whatever it needs, whatever the needs of the crew were. And it had like an undead zombie crew. On that note, I need to say what happened to the NPCs in the group. Basically, they all started saying, well, we need more pay since we do more work. Or, no, he said, we all need more pay. And I go, but you don't do any more work than any of us. They go, that's whatever. And then the Minotaur says I could do your job, and it's like says something to the effect of, I can do my job and your job, so fuck you. And I go, and I just turned to my fucking NPCs, and I go, them's fighting words. Are you guys gonna like take that? Like, who really wants to be second in command? I told everybody they were second in command, so everybody felt good about themselves. So anyway, I tell them like, you guys need to fight for your fucking honor. And like, I assumed they were going to fist fight for their honor, but they all fucking charged. Like, I think that's what was gonna happen. But when you try to fucking fist fight a Minotaur, you end up just as fucking like horn dressing. He just fucking like gores 3 of them, and they're all dead like instantly. I was like, I didn't want you to murder them. And he's like, I'm drunken Minotaur. I fucking hate my son. So that's the kind of fucking thing we've been dealing with. But now we have an undead crew who are just zombies that will go around and, mast the sails and pirate lingo and sailing lingo, port bow, whatever. And we're planning on doing more like now we're planning on doing like even more like high up hits, and the what's his name, the Rakshasa tells us that we need to go collect the master key. We need to get a phoenix down, and he basically sends us on fetch quests to get a couple things. One of them was like we had to go find a lich, and we had to get a cleric to like show us around there. And as soon as the lich we were all like ready to fucking fuck this lich up, and like we're all like in like battle stance. Like Captain Marvelous has guns, and this was the first time he showed it off, because as soon as this lich pops out of there, we splash him in the face with holy water. He's pissed. He finds the cleric and starts fucking force crushing him, and I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't gonna fly. And I just put a gun to the cleric's head and just put him out of his misery, because like he didn't want to live the rest of his life as a fucking stressed ball. So we strike a deal with this lich, and now he is this king called the Master Key, and he's a Harsaf lich. So he's like a fireman, like Jufrey, but he's also all undead magic-y. I'm running out of breath, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here, and we will resume this in a part 2 that is to be determined. You will find out what happened when Captain Marvelous tries to fuck a phoenix.